Okay, here we go. Just drove away from the ramp, and we're at idle. We should be pretty warmed up now, and we shall go ahead and see what all this talk about Lunds is all about. Lund boats are supposedly one of the best boats in the world, so we're gonna find out a little bit more about that, because the last time I ran a Lund boat, like something of serious size, was the 17-footer Adventure, and I was very surprised. So we shall see today if the new, because that was a 98, this one's a 22, so this one's pretty much new. We're all the way trimmed down. I'm gonna just add a little bit of throttle, but first off, one thing that I like is this boat hardly lists at all. I'm just here standing, walk to the other side. It's actually quite a stable boat. And I love that every single panel moves out of the way and you've got a storage compartment. Okay, so we're gonna just add a little bit of throttle. We're gonna bring it up. I don't know if this RPM gauge there is gonna, the RPM will work, but the speedometers never work. So I'm gonna get out my speed test. And we'll put that up here. There we go. So we had 2,800 RPMs, 17 miles an hour. The boat's planing. So we're on full plane, barely pushing it. Motor's extremely quiet, actually. That Merc is quiet. Okay? We don't really have much chop or anything. Steering wheel, perfect. I haven't trimmed up or anything yet. We'll kind of see how it works. There we go. We're at 20 miles an hour. I think that might be knots. Still, again, our mile per hour is not working. Actually, I switched that, so it should be miles per hour. Okay, here comes some wind. Big windshield. Not getting any hit in the face with any wind. Is blasting wind at this direction, so that windshield makes a difference. Okay, there's some of our wake. All right, now let's get going here. I'm gonna add some more throttle. I'm gonna bring the trim up. Get that bow going up and down a little bit. So I'm gonna bring it down a little more. Okay, perfect. I found the trim spot. Likes it right there, right before the hop stops. Okay, very simple steering. This is a non-feedback steering, so basically at this way, I don't have to worry at all any position I put the steering in, even in a full turn here. Notice I'm not touching the steering wheel. So that's pretty unique that we have that setup on the steering. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up a little bit more because now we're on plane. Oh, there she goes. Now she starts to hop, but I don't mind it right there. This boat's actually a bigger boat. It's 16, but it's wide and it's tall. It's got a lot of compartments. Okay, I got it trimmed perfect. And with that big ladder, this boat has the ability to definitely, with that big ladder, could definitely do water sports. Big motor too. But hard bank turn. Does pretty good. Got a little ventilation. When I put it really hard, I could hear the revs go up a little bit. Okay, here's our wake. Pretty soft through the wake, actually. Okay, I'm gonna add some more throttle. We're gonna bring those RPMs up. About 45, 46. You can see she's really moving along now. 33 miles an hour. Right there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drop it, put it into a hard turn here. We're gonna go into a nice turn, pulling lots of G's here. She does good, but you can tell it's a soft chine boat because it doesn't bank up on its side. It lays flat when it goes into its turn. That tells you that it doesn't have a big reverse chine. That's what makes it ride softer probably too. Okay, let's bring those RPMs up. Let's see what we can get going here. There's full speed. See where we get on our RPMs. Looks like we're at 5. I'm gonna bring that bow up. Oh, that broke out. There we go. She's moving right along. There's 40 miles an hour there. Bring up the trim a little bit more. 42 miles an hour. We are moving. Holy smokes. This boat's fast. There's 43. 43 miles an hour there. Still no wind. That windshield works. So look at this boat just shredding this chop. That, my friends, is what Lund does. Let's turn it around. I was very impressed. That was moving. Okay, we got some white caps out here. You can feel this boat going through these waves now. We actually have some good wind waves we're working with now. And we're gonna put this boat right into them. And we're gonna open it up and see if I can handle the beating. It should dish. There we go. Bring that speed on up. I'm gonna bring that bow up. There we go, we're going up, bringing that speed up heavy. We're going right into this chop here. I've got white caps out here, and you can hear everything is working. It's quiet, I don't hear any slapping on that hull at all. I was kind of scared to go full speed into the wind like this, but we've got it. Steering's holding steady. We're doing 40 miles an hour dead into that straight up wind. You can hear that motor just grunting, pushing this boat smooth. We're hitting 5,500 RPMs. This boat goes. Woohoo! That's fast. It's fast. I love the sound of that motor too. That Merc just sounds, it just hovers, it makes a hum, just a solid hum. It's not as rattly as most motors are. That's cool. And just kind of makes a noise as it comes down. Sounds good. Look at that, even washed up on the deck coming off a full run like that. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna give the drone a little bit more footage here, so I gotta let you go now, but I think that is a great on the water run. I think we tested the live well and area. There's a manual and an auto option there. There we go. Motor, strong water. I think that's everything we test while we're on the water here. Everything else can be done after. All right, let's do the walk around on this 2021 Lund 1675 Adventure. And we're starting here at the coupler. 2-inch ball, already has the little clip in there. It's great. We have Galvy chain on here, 4-flat plug, galvanized trailer with a big heavy welded on swing away. Some of those swing aways are a little bouncier. This one's not, so that's really cool. Galvy stanchion, everything in pretty good shape there. Trailer was pretty easy to load. We've already had this on the water on our tests. Got a big old bow anchor roller and nice place for a bow mount on here and pre-rigged for the bow mount. We got the plug right here. Okay, looking down underneath, let's see how we looks. I don't even see any scrapes. There's a couple little on the keel here you can see on the black, but otherwise there's really nothing I can see underneath. Okay, going down the side here, you can't see it very well because you're touched up, but there's a couple of little nicks here that there's not dent to it that's smooth, but there's a couple little tiny nicks that had been touched up, and there's more on the other side we'll show you with the touch up. Big tall windshield, as you'll see in the run video, it makes a difference because we ran right into the wind here. Bearing buddies on the wheels and tires, Galvy tire and wheel, Galvy wheel, of course. Okay, here's our fuel fill on this side, easy access. That was pretty rad, easy to get to. This is a softer chine boat. As you'll see in the video, it turns really flat, kind of unique. Let's see, motor tilt up and down, washout here, 4-blade prop. We pushed 43 miles an hour on the GPS with it. Probably one of the biggest things that this has is a bilge plug that doesn't get lost. Sorry, I'm messing around, but that is true. This had it's been sealed up, but it had a block on here, siliconed on, so you can put your transducer and stuff, because this doesn't have a fish finder. So that's that, but we've got a big boarding ladder here in the back. While we're back here, this motor, what are the hours on the motor, Jax? We haven't scanned it yet, so that you'll see in the ad. But we haven't scanned it, but I'm saying they're gonna be pretty low. We'll find out. I like this motor, actually. Sounds better than most motors on the water for some reason. It has a cool hum noise that it overall makes versus just a it's like sounds cool. Good exhaust. Okay, then we go with the starboard side here. A couple little scratches here in the vinyl. And then you see kind of a little bit of swerves. This one's got a slight indent on this one, but it wasn't not too much, but you can see a slight indent where it is. And then we got some touched up scratches right here. You should be able to see them good because it's in the shade now. In the sun you can't see them. Just a couple little scratches that were kind of touched up. When you step back, it doesn't really show too bad, but you can see that they're there. All the way up on the bow here, there's a couple more here on the bow. There's one little ding on the bow, probably from hitting the roller or something. But you don't have to get in the right light to see it. Okay, now let's go and hop up inside this. The ladder goes all the way down. So you have a full walk-up ladder. Okay, here at the transom, this is super rad, like you see on a lot of boats. But you got a flip-up seat, but they're very minimal. And then underneath you've got your battery. Right there, easy. We got the live well right here. Oh, I forgot to pull the plug. We shall do that right now. Holds water. Okay, another seat to this side as well. I haven't looked under this side, so you got some storage underneath here. That's what I love about this boat, is everything's got storage everywhere. We got storage in here, we got cup holders here, storage in the sides, cup holders here. We've got a track system here for these Scotties. So we got Scotty base mounts. We've got 4 track holders on here that can slide and reposition for Scotty rod holders. Okay, big glove box here. A very big glove box. I don't know why some boats have huge glove boxes. Okay, and then right here we got a little phone hold spot. Oh, and then we've got miles per hour, which we didn't see any indicator on, but that's probably just because there's a little plug that goes back to the motor and it's probably not hooked up, so they never are. And then our RPM gauge, we have a 12-volt plug here. Master power, turn on that master power, and then it allows everything to turn on. Turn it off, it shuts everything off. And we have full operation on those. Okay, we got a big rod locker right here in the middle. So this thing pops up. You've got 1, 2, 3, 10 rod holders here in this middle section, plus some storage underneath them there.
And for the batteries.
Oh, and your bow mount batteries. There's 2 battery trays already in place and wiring there for your bow mount. So that's ready to rock and roll. Okay, let's flip this windshield over. Okay. All right, we've got our seat posts in here. Those seats can all move around. Big storage area up on this starboard and port. And a very big casting deck up here. A lot of room to work up in this area. A lot of room back too. More up there. Got a little compartment area down here. Looks like we have some storage for like some type of the light. Got a light storage for the all around light, and then we also have there's a lot of room in there, so whatever you want in there. Okay, there we go. 90 horse Mercury on it, gets the business done. We got 43 miles an hour on here. Does have a top, no side curtains or anything, but it does have a full top, pops up, clear plastic, and then top cover. So you've got that, and then it's got the little filler for the front area so the wind doesn't blow through that hole when you're underway. Windshield does a great job. of keeping the wind off. We ran 43 miles an hour directly into the wind, and it was strong, but I could sit there and talk and be fine behind that big windshield. So it does make a big difference. Steering was great on this boat. That was unique, that it rides very flat, doesn't bank hard into the turns. It's got a really soft chine, and so I don't know, it's not really good or bad, but for water sports you can't like turn really hard and get back on there, but it rides soft, so you got that going for it. And the steering is awesome. Like, there's no feedback in that steering. And so, one thing I did notice on the boat is it does require running the trim in order to get it to perform right. So if you're down too low, I noticed the bow would dig in, which is okay because you want that some situations, but you're going to have to be more active on the trim while you're driving with this boat. But it's a performance boat, and so that's kind of a given because it's able to go so fast. Wouldn't be able to do that if it didn't have that trim that you could set so precisely on here. But it did require you to have that down pretty good. There we go. We're over here, Florence, Oregon, right on the coast, as you can tell, because I'm wearing a sweatshirt in July, or a flannel in July. But right on the Oregon coast, Highway 101, Little Breen Marine. Jackson and I are pretty much the only ones you deal with and talk to. You can shoot on down or message Jackson here on the ad on Messenger and get to him that, or text us. And we always try to get back to everybody. This time of year is a little chaotic for our tiny little crew, but we try to get the best boats at the best deal for you. And so we're hoping we can get this one. We did look at comparables, and we should be quite a few $1,000s below any comparables on this boat, so it should be a really good deal for somebody. So we shall reach out. We'll see if we can get everything together. We'll make you a deal on it, and hopefully get you out on the water in this. I think you'll be real happy with it all around. It's a really pretty darn good boat. I'm impressed by it. You know, Lund, it's got the name, but they also definitely can perform in a lot of different ways. So great big water fishing boat too. This thing will handle some decent water. It's got nice high sides. Pretty rad boat. I like it, and it's black, which makes it even cooler.